He is a public speaking. Welcome to UNISA Radio. How are you?
Oh man, you don't know how amazing I am and how grateful I am to also be here again. It's been a while, so I'm so excited to be here.
Well, when last were you here, by the way?
I think it was last month. No, yeah, I think either last month or March. But yeah, it was a night show. When I remember correctly, it was the first time, so I also got lost.
So was it telephonic as well?
No, it wasn't telephonic. It was contact hours.
Sorry. Today we're diving into a conversation that feels more relevant than ever, and we are normalizing burnout as a sign of success. And we live in a culture that glorifies being constantly busy, where exhaustion is worn out like a badge of honor. And slowing down can almost feel like falling behind rather. But at what cost? To help us unpack this, we are joined in studio by a public speaker, Fato Murela. He'll be talking about the pressure to always be on, the hidden dangers of burnout, and how we can start redefining what successfully actually looks like. Fato, welcome to the show. It's great for you to have us here. But before we get to that, I want to play us a clip, right? Because I feel like this is a topic that has a lot of engagement on it, and on people can indulge into, right? This is the first clip I want us to play. Success. I think we should really much indulge into this. We still have Fato Murela in studio, and he will really unpacking the topic and the concept of is burning out really the success, right? But Fato, let me ask you this question, right? Do you think society has blurred the line between hard work and overworking? And I want us also go back to the video as well that we just indulged into.
No problem. Yeah, I honestly think that society has definitely blurred the lines between the two, because you find people practicing habits like sleep deprivation, which can be harmful to the brain, and really just activities which can overall affect their entire health. And we see this because in the next 5 or 10 years, you see these people really start, their health start deteriorating, and they start catching chronic diseases with all of these. And then their excuse is, oh no, I'm just trying to be consistent. I'm just trying to be, persistent with all my goals and all of that. But then it's like, consistency is not always about showing 100% every day. It's also just about, sometimes you throw in a 50%, you throw in a 90%, you throw in a 20%, because your body cannot physically show up 100% every day. That's why even when we are forced to go to work, even in this corporate world of working, sometimes we go to work even when we don't feel like it, because that's just how our mind and our bodies are built. And so what that lady is trying to say, basically, she's trying to promote an unhealthy way of wanting to achieve what you want to achieve, okay? Because basically she's just promoting people so that doctors can get more patients in the future. That's what she's doing. I don't see anything good with that, because trust me, right now, especially in a world of overstimulation, when you add overworking now and burnout, that concoction really creates an insane result, which people end up losing their minds. They end up not having motivation to do anything. There's a saying that says, if you don't rest, one day your brain will do it for you. And sometimes when your brain does it, it's at the wrong time when you need it the most. So yeah,
that's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that Fato is not only a public speaking, but he's graduating soon tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Congratulations, I must say.
Thank you so much.
And I must say, engineering is a field of pressure. It's hectic, it's demanding, it's challenging, right? And I want us to really dwell into your experience, since you're talking about burnout, right? I love that. Just take me through your experience as well as a journey as being a student, and obviously with a demanding course like engineering.
So yeah, the reason I'm opposing this thing of hard work being a success is that me myself, I've never had to indulge in burning out so that I can achieve the grades that I wanted to achieve. I finished this qualification in record time without even doing cross-nighting, without doing all of these crazy habits, drinking energy drinks. I've never tasted an energy drink in my entire life, and I've never cross-nighted, but I still needed it in record time. And some people, unfortunately, delve into those things, and believe you me, they sometimes trip on the way before they could make it. So hence, I'm saying that it doesn't really make sense. That what that lady is saying is not applicable to everyone. And it doesn't apply to me. So what really in engineering, I came there and I came with one mindset, and that mindset was to take what I came to take, and that's it. And basically, I was just doing it through consistent habits and very crazy time management, because it's very important. Engineering is a very demanding course, number one. So it doesn't need you doing multiple things all at once. You know, you need to at least, okay, if you have hobbies, maybe one or two. Two is a maximum. But further than that, then that's when things like burnout will start creeping in, because when you make time for more than 3 habits, then you will start to say, maybe if I can just sacrifice 1 hour of that 8-hour sleep or that 7-hour sleep, and then I sleep maybe 5 hours, I'll still be good. Mind you, are you aware that when our memory, or there's this organ in the brain, not an organ, but it's called the hippocampus. It is the memory center of our brain. That refreshes, or it regrows, or it recuperates in perfect good sleep. So if you don't get as much rest as you do, whatever that you study now, then tomorrow that hippocampus, when it's smaller, it means that your short-term memory cannot absorb more information so that you can be able to pass tomorrow. So now you'll now be in an exam, and that's why you find people whenever they, after an exam, they say, oh my god, I freezed, even though I knew the answers, but I just couldn't get to it.
When you highlight
exactly. That's because your brain recognizes the content that you studied, but because your hippocampus is so small due to sleep deprivation, it cannot reach that information so that you can come and use it for your passing. So no, burnout is not.
It's not it. That's beautiful. That's incredible. I must say that you are one of the chosen ones, because I don't know any student who can survive without the Red Bull. This. We need that, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Well, for someone who's doing such a demanding course, and you're doing well, and congratulations to you that you graduated in record time, and you did that without. That's insane.
I finished it. I think I'm the youngest graduate this year. I finished at 20 years of age, and right now I'm a.
No way, no. Like, the thing is, I'm 21, right? And you 20.
I just turned 21, I think, a week ago.
Okay. So we're the same age.
Yeah.
And I'm studying mine, right? I'm doing economics, right? Which is also like so much demanding from you because of, you know, your accounting and all of those certain things, right? Because I feel like I struggle to balance that at times, because I'm at radio, but at the same time, accounting is so demanding for me. And I need those energy drinks because it's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Hearing from you, it's like, damn. So you just need to really take it one step at a time. Like, literally. Maybe one day, 2 hours in Yana,
you know,
and stuff like that. I love that.
Exactly. And mind you, I have hobbies just like everyone. I'm not those people in those nerds in movies who just look at their books 24/7. Trust me, I go out when I need to go out, when I want to go out, but it's all calculated. Everything that I do now in my life is very calculated. Those things of, let me check my schedule, I'll get back to you. Those are the things that we're doing. And sometimes people think that we're trying to portray ourselves as more superior than them, but really, all in all, it all just comes down to time management.
1000%.
I love what you need to do at a certain time, and
That's incredible, Chirofajo. That's so beautiful. And I must say, but I just wanted to talk about something else. You touched a lot about burnout and how it's very much imperative to really, really have a great time management, right?
Yes.
But there's something that people are having that people love talking about how busy they are. Like, it sounds like they are bragging. Like, have you ever been in a situation where like someone says, "Well, you're busy, this, that," and they're not even complaining. They're bragging to you that I have so much on me. Like, I have time, you know. So let me just ask you this question, right? Why do you think being busy has become something people feel proud of and to show off?
They don't have a lot to do in there. That's the shortest answer I can give to that question. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not trying to be like, I'm being literally honest. Because being the real people who are really busy wish they had that free time to just relax and not do anything. That's what it is. So when you see these people bragging about being busy, how can you brag about being busy? Because when you're busy, your mind is occupied by something and it doesn't have time to rest. It's, you know, your parasympathetic nervous system is worked up, and, you know, it's trying to help you to achieve what you need to achieve, you know? So you can't always be bragging about being busy all the time, because your body is in fight or flight mode when you are in that state. So to be in that state for a prolonged time is very unhealthy for yourself. So at the end of the day, you'll just be getting all those compliments, but then those compliments will be accompanied by the deterioration of your mental health. Because most people think that mental health is deteriorated by only things like substance abuse. Because right now I'm in an industry where we're curbing about substance abuse. We are doing all of that. And what I've come to realize is that a lot of people think that substance abuse is the only factor that causes your mental health to go crazy. But it's these small things, like you trying to portray yourself to be a busy person by giving yourself unnecessary work when it's time for you to rest. And what that does to you over time is that it makes you more alert to your surroundings. And when it makes you alert to more of your surroundings, you begin to be more paranoid. And when you begin to be more paranoid, paranoia leads to anxiety. Anxiety leads to other factors, which can then lead to mental health deterioration.
Melo, I'm blown away. Just by listening you speak, I'm literally like blown away. I must say that you're a very intelligent man. I must commend you for that.
Thank you.
And it's something that we should really speak about, because the concept of being busy, it even ruins our intimate relationships.
Yes.
1000%.
Definitely.
Because you find someone saying, and I feel like they use that excuse not to be, how can I put this? Not to put effort in relationships, like no, I'm busy, no, but this is that, so it's something that I feel like it ruins relationships as well. And I don't know, I think it has to do with as South Africa, because we have a high rate of unemployment, right?
Yes.
So for someone to actually have a job and to be busy, because a lot of people don't have jobs, a lot of people are staying at home, so I think that guys, I'm employed, so I have more time I don't have time, I have something, you know what I'm saying? So it's something that we should really, really indulge in, right? But another question I want to ask you, right? How much of this pressure is coming from workplace culture, and how much is influenced by social media?
With the rise of Gen Z now entering the workforce, I would say for them it's more influenced by social media. But with the old generation, your millennials, your Gen X, it was the workplace, corporate culture of climbing a ladder that doesn't end. Because you then see these people who pressurize themselves to try and overachieve to climb a ladder, and then which then leads us back to our point of burnout, and they end up burning out. But with Gen Z, it's more social media influenced, because social media used to be a place where everybody, when I come back from school, I just want to relax and have a few laughs. But nowadays it's gotten so serious, so corporate, and it's just ruining everything.
Everywhere, TikTok, Instagram,
everything. When you just enter the first post and then you see this person, you know how vlogs are made. You have to position a camera there, and then you take out your car, and then you have to put it there, and then you move this. So it's like so much work.
Yeah, it is.
So much work. Just I don't know for online validation.
True.
I don't know.
I've heard that. For as long as you post, you are looking for some type of validation.
True. Yeah. Well, that's true. I also can't argue with that. Yeah. I get it. I get it though. I mean, they're doing content. I mean, they're born in a generation where we have the internet and we have the technology.
Yeah.
And it needs to do so, but we also cannot shy away from realistic factors like these, whereby we also know that business culture or workplace culture is now getting more influenced by social media, because people see their favorite influencers, having a Stanley Cup on a table, and then an iPad there, and then it's like, oh my God, like it, you're copy and paste in my life, So yeah.
And when you're talking about this, it reminds me of a corporate baddie, when she's going to the office and all of those things.
That's exactly the template of it all.
And they don't know the realities of how it is in the corporate culture. It's hectic.
Corporate guys, it's just
it is.
And
I think they're portraying it so beautifully when they do TikTok vlogs, like "Welcome to my day in a corporate baddie" and what this is that.
And that's the thing. That's the problem I have with these modern day vlogs. I don't have problems with anybody doing content to push their brand or whatever. I mean, it's necessary. I also may do a few here and there, but most of them are not realistic enough.
1000%.
They don't tell the truth. They don't talk about the realities of it. They just portray this fictitious lifestyle, and then the other people watching on the other side, they begin to envy these things, but then they forget that you're entering something that you don't know what it looks like. You know, rather take inspiration and say, oh my God, I also want to drive a Chinese car. I want to have a Stanley Cup day on the table or whatever. But the realities of it, it requires heavy things like you need to have emotional intelligence, know how to work with people, conflict management skills, you know, so many things. It's not just about going there and doing your work. You know, you're dealing with people here. So people have different backgrounds, different cultures, different ideologies, different beliefs, different everything. So you need to have the emotional intelligence to know what it is that you're dealing with here. When you're faced with this individual that you call your colleague, how do you speak to them? How do you move forward with them? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Are they impulsive? Are they impatient? Are they caring? Are they loving? You know, and if they're any of those things, how do you categorize them in a way that you can mold yourself so that you guys can work well together in that kind of a space? Those are the kind of vlogs that I wish people did more. You know, like, you don't have to expose where you work, or you don't have to expose the people that you work with. You just have to talk and say, you know, guys, what I've learned about corporate is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like right now, where I'm doing videos on my TikTok where I talk about my electrical engineering journey. I share the most realistic things, and I said the things that I've learned in engineering is engineering requires teamwork, and if you don't have teamwork, you are more likely not to go far. Those are the conversations that I wish more of these corporate quote-unquote baddies had with their fans or their followers, because it'll teach them to be more cognizant of what it is that they're going to enter into once they finish varsity.
That's beautiful. I mean, most of us, we see the glitz and glamour. We don't really see the realities of how challenging it is. But you spoke something about the Gen Zs, where we live in an era where people post about their lives and stuff like that. For example, Mina, as a 21-year-old, I would see I can already see it in the physical sense, right? Jiggy, when I open my phone, already I see it to a 21-year kid, unale apartment, unale this, that. And it adds a lot of pressure to that, because you're not only seeing things in the physical, but you're also seeing things when you're already tapping into your phone. So it's a whole pressure on its own for a lot of Gen Zs, right? But my chat is that I think it's very much imperative for you to see it in a different perspective, a different light, right? I think you should take it more of inspiration, that you actually want to reach this certain goal or those certain things. But I must say that I think we are getting better. I think people are now sharing the realities of what it is that their journey is, or whatever the career is. People are actually now being honest about it. Like, it's not only the corporate baddies and all. So we love to see that change for once. I think for once we love to
not
see
all that glitters is gold.
It's gold, and that's
also
true.
The followers or the people that are following that influencer, I think that they also need to take accountability on their side. Because why are you influenced by something by someone you don't know?
No, true.
Like, just hear me out for a second. When how can I put it like this? When I hop into social media, I have my own ideologies, I have my own ideas, I have my own beliefs. So when I see someone on social media who doesn't align with those beliefs of mine, obviously I'm not gonna get influenced that easy. So what I'm trying to say is that followers need to also have an independent mind to also know that before they indulge in this individual's content, number one, they don't know the person. Number two, they must also do their research, because there's lots of misinformation here in social on these spaces. They need to do their own research about these things, because seriously, for me, I don't really find it. I find that person a delinquent if you're going to say that. I mean, I got influenced by this person because I saw what they were doing and I thought maybe it was, you know.
That's beautiful. That's
independence is key.
That's beautiful. I also want to ask you, Chemofaj, is that a lot of people don't even realize they're burned out until it's too late. What are some of the warning signs we should be paying attention to?
The first and foremost, most obvious signs, they come very quiet, but they're very. But if you just ignore them, they then build up, and once they build up and they explode, that's where you really cannot do anything about it. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is, slight headaches. When you don't get enough rest, there's so many things that you're going to experience during the day. Dizziness, slight lightheadedness.
Yeah.
All of these factors, some slight pains here and there, your inability to focus and your inability to learn. So now when you begin to do that consistently and you just ignore by numbing it with energy drinks and numbing it with other stimulants like caffeine, coffee, or any things like that. Yes, those things build up over time. They don't directly affect you as soon as possible because we're still young. So our immune system is still able to refresh, catch up, unlike people who are over the ages of 40 and above. So those things build up little by little, and 20 years down the line, 10 years down the line, where now you're like, okay, I want to take my life serious. I've achieved everything that I want to achieve. I've burnt out enough. Now I want to relax. Boom, chronic disease out of nowhere. And then now you act surprised and you're like,
what happened? How?
And sometimes it's not always that it's a generational disease, like they make it out to be. It's because of your habits, your lifestyle. Activity causes habits. Habits cause lifestyle. Lifestyle causes what? Exactly. It maps out your entire future of living. So yeah,
that's beautiful. There was something that I saw on TikTok that also we do have people that influence us through studying, right? That if you get ready with me for studying overnight and things like that, all those certain things. And I feel like it's so performative, guys.
True.
It's so it seems like you're supposed to I don't know, it's so performative for me when I think about it, because really it's not effective either ways. It's not effective, and I've seen this thing when I study overnight, because you think, he's a student, he studies over.
No, you're not. I just told you now. I managed to do this
that.
Day in broad daylight. I wasn't burning out. I tried it once, I think in first year, and I was like, what the hell is this? I'm not doing this again. No.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
But I think in most cases, let's look at it from being an African child, right? I think we deal with black text, right?
Black text,
Yes, we deal in an environment where you feel that you have the pleasure to overachieve. To do well for your families and all those certain things. I think that's also one of the contributing factors to that. Just take me through that.
Yes, I think that also makes sense why most black children are, Muntu is getting so many belts, but not that of course we're happy for them, but I also come from that kind of a situation. Not black test directly, but from a very impoverished background. And I use that as motivation. Oh, but that doesn't mean now I should compromise my health too as well. It now then it starts to become more pointless to continue pursuing what I'm pursuing, because it's like, okay, you're jeopardizing your health down the line. So then what? Tomorrow you're gonna wake up and be rich and chronic. Doesn't but the black text factor also plays a role, because a lot of kids go through that, and this is something that we once spoke about last year, not last year, in 2024, whereby we've had a case, because in 2024 I was the departmental representative of my department of electrical engineering. Beautiful. So I've had a case where a student once told me that their mother, I think it was their mother or their father, they were demanding half of their allowance that they get from the bursary, and the guy was just really crying his heart out, because he couldn't afford to buy his own toiletries. He basically couldn't afford to have his own life as a student in university because of those kind of things. So I think that's also what's causing these poor kids to end up compromising their health just so that they can achieve what they need to achieve. But yeah, sure, you can do that. You can have as many good excuses as you want to burn out and overachieve, but the reality will always remain the reality. Your health will be compromised.
Yeah. I think you're also speaking to me, because I have these certain things in my life, right? For example, let's say I'm so exhausted, right? But I have this thing in my mind that's always playing that actually, damn, I'm a self-funded student. I have to keep paying, because my parents are paying so much for me to be here, and for me it leads me to just literally to a point where even if I'm tired, I just want to try to push. That's what I'm saying. I'm very much, you're actually speaking to me, so it's
that's now. Okay, there's certain times where even if you don't feel like doing it,
you have to do it.
But it comes to a point too.
Yeah,
whereby you just really need to rest. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing you can do about it.
That's beautiful. So if I just take me to right. There's this idea that you have to push yourself to the limit to success. How true is that really?
Question: what is limits? Let's start there. Let's start defining first.
What is a limit?
What are we referring to when we say limits? Are we referring to reading an entire book without the help of AI? Are we referring to getting 7 distinctions in every single course? What is limits?
I think
because I think that most people have their own
definition of limit.
Because you find people saying that I wonder if I can just get 50 or 60. I'm sorted. I know that I'm gonna get into the next grade. So that's their limit.
True.
So your limits. Well, if you need to know first what kind of a person you are. I always use the learning style method to explain this thing of limits. Whereby you need to learn your learning style. There's different kinds of learning style. There's visual. There's practical. There's kinesthetic. There's reading and writing, So when you get to know all of those things, then you will know that when you're studying, this is how long you can retain information. This is how long you can, grasp information. And then further than that, you won't be able to achieve the goals that you want to achieve because you are now utilizing a learning style that does not
work for you.
That's
beautiful. And you touched on something that a lot of people don't actually realize is very much important and vital, because I'm a visual learner, so I have to just make sure that and I don't know, but I'm a visual learner, so it's very much important for me to just learn through my learning style.
I think you take screenshots with the eyes.
Literally. I remember when I see something, I'm like, okay, I'll remember it. So it's very much important for people, especially students, to learn about this. Well, as 1000% to African students, most importantly,
of course,
because the pressure to overachieve, especially in terms of black text, because you want to provide for your families and all of those certain things, it must just take it down a little bit. I feel take it down a little bit. It's very much.
I feel like also this thing is also caused by having sometimes unrealistic goals. The truth is we cannot all be Elon Musk. We cannot all be at the top of the food chain. We cannot all be up there. There's some people that are meant to be, to work for other people, and sometimes, not that I'm trying to dim the lights of people's goals. I'm just saying that if you end up being in a situation where now your unrealistic goals are starting to affect your health. I mean, we see this with celebrities all the time. You'll find someone overperforming every single night, and then that leads them down to end up utilizing substances just so that they can keep up showing up
and stuff
because
like
their
that.
bodies cannot anymore. They're tired. But then they use those stimulants to keep themselves up. Now they've passed the limit. They are now entering another rabbit hole, which may be difficult to take themselves out of it. You see. So those kind of things can be very devastating. When you apply to a student university place or location or an application.
That's beautiful, and it's very much important because how can I put this, right? We have it ran off my mind, but it's fine. For someone listening right now who feels constantly overwhelmed, what practical step can they take to start regaining balance?
For what? Please repeat that.
For someone listening right now, right, who feels constantly overwhelmed.
Yes.
What practical steps can they take to start regaining balance?
First of all, turn off every stimulant. Turn off that TikTok. Close your phone. And close everything. Turn off that sound bar. Close that laptop. And just breathe. Breathe. Okay? If you can, where your surroundings are safe, take a walk. Because technology has, as much as technology is amazing, I love technology, but it's for some people who are not utilizing it the correct way, they end up getting out of the most basic things to bring yourself, to ground yourselves back in life. So because of, like I'm saying, stimulants everywhere. You get into a taxi, someone's playing a video there, and it's noisy. So if you can just practice or learn walking, This is what I used to do in my entire academic journey.
Yeah.
On Sundays, whenever I would feel that this is too much, I would just leave my phone where I stay because it's at least safe.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd walk in daylight and just so that I can breathe and bring myself back to life.
Yeah.
And also, I know this one may sound cliche, but journaling too helps. It's also what I used to do.
It does. It really actually does.
Yeah, I'm talking about the things that I used to do here, which
actually started business. Some people can just work for someone, and that's okay. And I feel like that some people actually don't want to be entrepreneurs. They just want to work under someone and be gone about their day.
Be gone about their day.
But why do people vandalize them and say, oh, no, you should start, especially in a country like South Africa where they say it's very much important to start your own business and stuff like that. And they say, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you very much. If everybody's an entrepreneur, who will buy those things? Who will be the customers? Who will be the clients? Who will be the clientele? Let's start there.
Let's start there. Another thing.
That whole narrative, and also, not to demotivate people, but one thing that I've also realized is that leadership, it's not
for everyone.
For everyone.
Oh!
You need to be born into this. You need to be born into this because it requires a lot from you as a person. And I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Because I did say, at one point I managed, I think, the entire department of my course. And, as much as sometimes it was overwhelming, but it taught me a lot. Leadership requires a lot, you guys. It's not just about, I once said when I was motivating class reps that were incoming that there's a difference between a leader and a boss.
Okay.
A boss sits above his employees. A leader is amongst his employees. Basically, what I mean by that is that, a boss, will treat you guys like, you guys are inferior to him.
Below, yeah.
But a leader, when it's time to go to war, he rages to war with you, A boss will sit there behind and just let you guys go and go and fight and get killed in behalf of him. But with a leader will die with you if you're fighting a war.
So they've team member skills, basically.
Yes. Leadership requires teamwork. It requires emotional intelligence. It requires problem solving. It requires the ability to influence people to do things. It requires a lot of discipline, because leading by example. You need to lead by example. You're not just a leader. You are a figure that people look up to, and you're a figure that people can aspire to be or aspire to want to do things that are similar to yours. So you really need to bring that kind of energy into the space that you are leading in or you're working in, because, people go through a lot these days, and they can be going through a lot everywhere. So you as a leader, whether in your corporate space or you're in your school as a lecturer or as a whoever, you just really need to be able to bring those people back to life and bring their optimism back, because people go through a lot, guys. People need grace.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm literally blown away. I think this man is a very intelligent man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Cherofacho Murena.
Thank you.
You're so well articulate and you're very intelligent.
Yeah.
So just share us the tips of how to do that.
Reading
a lot.
I wouldn't say that. Right now, not as much because I'm very preoccupied. But it started at a very early age. I started really getting into books, reading books that were higher grades than me, and, just learning about everything from history, science, astronomy, everything that you really want to know. And my teacher used to force me to go on stage and read for the kids. That's where my public speaking journey actually started.
That's beautiful.
I don't know what they saw in me, but I'm glad that whatever it is that they saw in me was amazing, because I'm here today because of it, and I'll forever be grateful to them. So they used to force me to go and speak to the kids on the stage, and I'd go and read, and over time everything just got better with it. Articulate wise, and that's how I was able to there's no secret recipe, guys. There's no secret wishy-washy. There's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
I just a bookworm. Read.
That's beautiful.
Just open up a book and read.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Cherofacho Morena. Please do not forget to check out his podcast on YouTube as well. And for now, we still have the news with Boitumelo.